This is a tutorial on a referral fee agreement, and this can be used in any state in the country. This is a referral agreement between real estate licensees, and it can be used between two different brokerages within a particular state. It can be used between a brokerage in one state referring a client to another state, and it can be used universally throughout the country. Now, if you're looking for the California specific professional form, that's a separate video, and I'll put a link in the description to that. But this is a more general form that can be used anywhere. So we'll go right through it. It's very simple, one page. We start at the top here with the referring broker. This is the broker that's going to send the client to another broker. We start by putting the brokerage name up top, the brokerage license number, the name of the agent, and the date that the agent's going to sign. So we have the agent sign as well as the brokers, and you'll see the broker signature at the bottom. And then the agent's specific license number. So we have the brokerage license number up here, and then the agent's license number down here. The address. Now, the address is important for the referring broker because that's where the receiving broker is going to send the commission check. So you definitely want to make sure that you have your address correct here. We have the phone number and email address, and then the tax ID, which is required. Why? Well, again, this broker down here that's receiving the client, this broker is going to cut a check to this address. So you want to make sure you have all your info here. They're very likely going to send you a 1099 at the end of the year, and they're going to need your tax ID. And if there's any issue with the transaction or the check, you want to have a telephone number and email. So it's very important if you want to get paid to have this all filled out. Now, this is for the receiving broker, the broker that is receiving the client referral. So I just have the name of that brokerage, the name of the agent, the brokerage and agent's license number, and the recipient agent, the agent receiving the lead, is going to sign here and date. And then we have the address of the receiving brokerage and then telephone and email address. Now, the third part is going to be the client. Now, we're referring a couple, John and Jane Doe here, and we have the address of the client. You don't have to have the address in here. Of course, the more information, the better. We do have the telephone number, and we do have the email address here as well, so that the receiving broker can contact the client. And now if you want to put other information, you have this space here, and I just jotted something in very quickly to make this tutorial, but you can put notes about what this client's planning to do or what they're planning to look for. But most of the time when I see referral fee agreements like this done, it's usually you're just referring the name of the client and a phone number and or email. And you can put as much as you want there, but usually the agents have already talked about who's being referred and what they're looking for and how to contact that person. This is a formality here. Now, what is the referral fee? Well, I put the industry standard, which is basically 25%. Now, of course, this number is entirely negotiable. It can be 50%. I'm putting 25% because that's probably the most typical number you'll see. But it all depends on what the parties negotiate. It can also be a flat fee. So if you want, you could put a flat fee number here, and let's say 5,000, 10,000, whatever you want, instead of this percentage. Now keep in mind, this referral is for any activity this client does. And it says right here, a percentage, so we'll say 25% of the commission earned by the receiving broker from the client's side of the transaction upon completion of the transfer of real estate in which the client was a party within 9 months. So this really means any and all activity that the client is participating in for 9 months. If you want to change that, write it up here, or excuse me, write it down here. You write it actually both places. It's both enforceable, but maybe write it down here. And this referral fee agreement is going to last for 9 months. Now you can change that to less or more time by checking a box and writing it in here. But 9 months is a good standard amount. And if you don't do anything, then this number prevails. Of course, you can modify anything on this form by writing it in the additional terms. Now down here is where the brokers are going to sign. Again, we have the referring brokerage name for both parties. We have the receiving brokerage name down here. We have the names of the individual broker, who's the authorized signatory for the brokerage. So I just have these made up names. Let's pretend that Barry Broker is the broker of the referring brokerage, and then we have Barbara Broker of the receiving brokerage, and both Barry and Barbara are going to sign over here and date there, and then this form is done and legally enforceable. We now have a referral fee agreement where one client is being referred to another brokerage in exchange for 25% referral fee. If you have questions, please leave a comment, and thank you for watching.